you know, I would try to be casual before I went to this endurance speed skating thing, and I'd be like, oh, it's totally fine if I don't beat her, and then I would get on the line, and I'd be like, I'm gonna fucking kill her. I'm Heather Craig, or Soulfearic Acid. I skate for the Rose City Rollers. I skate for Wheels of Justice, which is the travel team, and then I skate for the Breakneck Betties, which is the league team, reigning champions. And I've been skating for about 3 years. I saved up and I splurged and bought all my gear for $200 and just kind of decided I was going to do it. And if I didn't like it, I don't know, I guess I was a little bit timid in the beginning, kind of like putting on my stuff and skating around, just awkward, and I'm not even able to cross over. It was just really, it's kind of an awkward thing. And everybody else is kind of shy and weird too. And then there's kind of some introductory sessions before the fresh meat tryout. So they taught us how to cross over, and they taught us how to skate backwards a little bit, and we were all pretty much a disaster. And then it was just the big fresh meat tryout. So there's 30 girls. They make you do just basic stuff. I mean, it's not even roller derby yet. It's just skating, like skate down, stop, turn around. But that stuff at the time seemed really hard. So I would go, you know, and at the tryout, I was so excited that I like nailed my toe stop, and I fell once, and it was like devastating. Like, oh my God, what if I didn't make it because I fell? And then I ended up making the fresh meat, which is kind of the worst part about roller derby, because you're in a pool of like 60 girls, and you're just basically in this waiting game, waiting for one of in our league, the 4 teams to kind of suck you out of that horrible like vortex that you live in. Because when you're on fresh meat, you don't compete, you don't play bouts. You're basically just competing against the people in that pool. So you kind of make these friends, but at the same time, they're kind of your enemies. So I had this girl, and we were just kind of neck and neck, and we would go to endurance and just, you know, I would try to be casual before I went to this endurance speed skating thing, and I'd be like, oh, it's totally fine if I don't beat her. And then I would get on the line, I'd be like, I'm gonna fucking kill her. I'm gonna beat her. She's not gonna beat me. And then she would beat me, and I would just, you know, kind of act like it was fine. But then I would come home and be all distraught, like, oh, I can't believe she beat me. She's faster. I have to be faster. And first I made fresh meat, which was exciting, and then I was like all anxious, and then I made the Betties, and then you're all anxious, you have to try to make a roster, and then all of a sudden, oh, I want to be on the travel team, and then I made Axles, and I'm like, oh, okay, now I want to be on the roster for the Wheels of Justice. Kind of exhausting. It's like there's always something better, and there's always a goal. And then finally when I made Wheels of Justice, it's like, oh, I can't sit a game, you know, if I want to be on the roster. So then, you know, you're honing in your skills, you're trying to become more fit, and every step higher you go, you have to commit more. And then once I made Wheels, I didn't really, Team USA was kind of a long shot. I just thought it was another exciting goal. Figured might as well try for it, and miraculously I got that. I think that was, I don't know, kind of a shocker, but I'll take it. So I feel like a lot of people have found a strong community in roller derby, especially because it's kind of counterculture, so there's like a strong lesbian queer vibe, and so there's a lot of strong ties, and I think people have found a community that they belong to, and I see that a lot, and that's a really cool bonus to roller derby. But for me, it's more of a team, and I like to be surrounded by athletes who try to push me mentally and physically, and I think that type of community is what I like. Whenever I'm modeling a story, you know, a lot of times I'm modeling something for writing, and I'm like, oh, this weekend I learned how to roller skate backwards really well, and I did, you know, so I always use roller skating. They just think I love roller skating. They're like, Mrs. Craig, she loves roller skating. It's her favorite thing to do. And then every once in a while I'll just kind of mention, oh, I actually play a game called roller derby, and the parents are always like, oh, have you seen Whip It? And that's like the most common thing. this one girl she was in my class last year. She came with her whole family, and they became fans. And every time I came off the track, she'd be like trying to give me a thumbs up, like thumbs up, and I would have to like look at her and like thumbs up back, yeah. I was petrified. Listening to Lady Gaga. Like, I went into the locker room at one point to like fix my skate, and then I just put my iPod in and was like listening to Lady Gaga and like, she's so strong, she will save me. And then I went out and I skated a pretty good game. I request Lady Gaga for every bout, and they play Lady Gaga about 10% of the time. And actually the 10% of the time that they do play Lady Gaga is always a game changer for our entire team and myself. Like, sometimes I've been on the line, and I know people in the league might request Lady Gaga, and then I'll be on the line. I'll be like, okay, everything's gonna change now. We're gonna win. So I think I kind of progressed from really liking the kind of counterculture, fishnets, feminism type of feel of roller derby to more the athletic components of roller derby. I think when I first started, it was fun to pick my roller derby name, and then it was like this kind of like other persona. And then I think after a while, I got to the point where it's not really that intrigues me anymore. It's just the physical aspect of playing that's exciting to me, and taking the sport to the next level. And at the Team USA level, they're considering not having. I mean, you can choose whether you're going to have your real name or your roller derby name, and I want to choose my real name because I think that I'd like my athletic achievements to be connected to who I am and not like a, alter ego or anything, because it's me that's putting in the time and it's my name, and I don't know. So I think I've kind of changed in my priorities of roller derby. It's not as much for fun and entertainment. Hopefully it's entertaining for people, but it's more for the sport of it. Because my whole self-esteem is based on sports. I've always played sports, and then when college is over and when you're done playing sports, you just kind of are left with this empty feeling. As much as roller derby is a ridiculous commitment, I feel good that I'm doing it, and I feel good every time I reach a new level doing it, and then to get the great honor of being on Team USA is like ridiculously fulfilling, and it feels great to know that I'm an athlete at that level.